Welcome back, episode 2, Catching Up with Coach and head coach Scott Burt here alongside me. Coach, a roller coaster of a weekend. You get a victory out in Reading and, a banged up forward core. We're going to talk about all that coming up, but I want to start with the Friday night contest. And obviously a tough 6-0 loss there, a shutout. You had a very firm message for the team there, which they were able to come back and answer. But tell me a little bit about, from a coaching strategy, how you're able to motivate players in a situation like that.
Well, I think right from the get-go, and when we brought our guys in here, our first meeting was all about what we want to be and who we want to be. My biggest thing is the compete level and how hard you work, right? I look at my teams as being the hardest working team on the ice. And I didn't think we showed that on Friday. And yeah, the guys needed to have I don't want to say a bad meeting or any of that, but a little bit more of a stern meeting, and they had to realize what they did, what they weren't doing, and I wanted to really call some guys out, and some of our guys needed to see some clips, and some of the guys needed to be heard. So, with that being said, the guys responded really good the next night.
And in that response, the respect of a lot of firsts. We had the first hat trick in Gargoyles history, the first of Tyler Weiss's career, Jordan Biro with his first career goal. And you see that bounce back. So what does that do for the energy inside the locker room when you get that win and get a little momentum going forward?
Well, yeah, I mean, for those players, it's awesome, right? It's good to see Weiser net 3. And one of the things with him in his game this year, he gets a little frustrated because he's not scoring. He's getting opportunities, but he's not putting the puck in the net, right? And then obviously with Jordan Biro getting his first, plenty of opportunities throughout the season. He's probably wishing it didn't take this long, but he's glad to get the monkey off his back, and so are we, because we need him to be pushing. Obviously with one guy retiring, one guy leaving, and then having some guys that are on the IR, it's tough, but we need guys like Biro to step up, and he did what he needed to do this past weekend.
Demetrius Komanzis was banged up in that game and the win there, so was not available Monday. Patrick Newell and Braden Doyle also were not available on the weekend. You had to rely on a couple of your defensemen to step into forward positions. Dalton Skelly and Billy Roach playing on the fourth line. I know you were critical as well after that game, but all things considered, the fight back late in that game in a 3-2 loss where your team scored twice to get back within one, fought right down to the wire. How do you put that into perspective when your team's not, full strength, you're playing banged up, you're playing with a couple defensemen in the forward core, but obviously you still are trying to chase the right result and still with some hope in chasing a playoff spot?
Yeah, it's that's what this league's all about, right? It was unfortunate that Como got hurt. He was just coming back from another nagging little injury, and to have him and his energy in our lineup is huge. To have him out of our lineup is also big, and not in a good way. So hopefully he can get back here within the next couple of weeks, and we can get that energy going again. He doesn't like to miss any games, nor does he like to miss practices, and this is kind of a little bit devastating for him a little bit, but it's only going to make him bigger or better and stronger and tougher mentally. So to get him back in a few weeks, we'll be looking for that. And then same thing with Doyler. If we can get him back hopefully this weekend or sooner, it'll help us out. But then we had guys to step up, and this league is about that. It's about call-ups from the SPHL when needed. Sometimes you don't like to have your fourth line with two defensemen playing on there, but we had to address 8 defensemen with the guys that were injured, and I thought Dalton Skelly, who's played a little bit of forward in the past, step up, and then obviously Billy Roach, who I leaned over on the bench and said, "Billy, have you ever played right wing before?" He looked at me and said, "Coach, I've never played forward before." So I thought he did good for the amount of ice time that he got. Ultimately, he's a defenseman at heart. So, but he did well, and we needed that. We needed them to buy minutes. Obviously, you're playing a 3 and 4, and then weekend before was a 3 and 4. Now you got a 3 and 3 coming up. So, as a coach, you want to get your big boys out there, but you also got to manage their time, because at the end of the game, you want them to be fresh, but you also need them to score goals. So, and play defensive hockey, and play, sometimes take the guys on their back like they did on that Saturday night. But with that being said, those guys bought us some ice time and helped us out.
Jordan Biro gets another goal after his first career on Saturday, now goals in back-to-back. And tell me what you've seen out of him, because even in that 6-0 loss, we talked after the game of him being one of the more noticeable players, and on that line with Greg Smith, assists in both of those goals. Those two players are really starting to click here for your team.
Yeah, and I think they're feeding off each other, right? Jordan, he's not the biggest in stature, or the thickest, but he has the heart. He goes after. We ask him to do a certain thing, he goes and does it. Smitty, who we picked up, wanted an opportunity. He's getting that opportunity. He's making the most of it. He's got unbelievable speed. He's been thrown into a penalty kill role, as is Biro. And they just continue to go. Again, we ask them to do certain things, and they go out and do it, as opposed to some guys that still want to try and do it on their own, and they're not having success that way. But obviously, you're seeing with the success of Smitty and Bizey right now.
And we talk about roster construction, and you're trying to get back to a full lineup that you like. You go out and make a trade over the weekend. Sunday, we announced that RASK will be coming from Wichita. Tell me a little bit about him and what we could see as he joins the lineup this week.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit, from my understanding, he's a little bit of an agitator. He's going to buy some minutes for us too. He's another young hockey player. He's a rookie, right? So, for us, we're trying to build a core group of guys where, that we can win right now and continue to vie for a playoff spot. But also, with that being said, we also have to look towards next year too, and building that core group of guys, getting the guys to understand the belief and the structure and what we do down here in Greensboro, and want guys to come, right? So, we're going to continue to do what we can to push. It's tough to try and find hockey players right now. It's tough to try and make trades. Everyone, it seems, at this time right now is looking for a defenseman, is looking for forwards, and we're doing the same thing. So it's tough to find trades, especially hockey trades, right now. But we're going to continue to push our guys and see what we're made of.
You pride yourself on your developmental structure, and last week we highlighted the career milestones of guys getting their first AHL games. Tyler Weiss is one guy who's going to have a chance to do that. With Ethan Lay and David Gagnon already up at the Wolves, Weiss gets the call up this week, and maybe a chance after over 150 ECHL games to make his AHL debut. And tell me about what you've seen out of him and what that means to you as a coach.
Well, I think, in all honesty, and just talking and having a lot of meetings with Tyler, I don't think he was happy with the start of his career here, and the start of the season. But he's been playing some good hockey as of late. Hence him getting 3 goals. He's been in the right place at the right time, and he's starting to play with some pace. And we push these guys out the door. When Chicago was calling, it's an opportunity for a player to play at the highest level. Who knows? This might be only Tyler's opportunity to play in the American Hockey League, but at the end of the day, he can say he played in the American Hockey League, right? So, brings a smile to our face, that we can push guys and send guys, and really shows the development that we're doing down here. And it is a development league. I talked to a lot of coaches in the SPHL just to have guys ready in case we need guys. And, some coaches are saying, hey, we got 7 guys up already in the ECHL playing. And, it's tough on them, because where are they going to find players? And then vice versa for us, when we're losing players to American Hockey League, where are we going to find the players? Ultimately, we're taking players from them too, right? So, but to have Weiser get his opportunity, have David Gagnon get his opportunity, obviously Ethan Doyler get those opportunities, it's pretty special.
And in that, we celebrate affiliation this weekend. It's a weekend celebrated around Carolina culture and the relationship with the Carolina Hurricanes, as those guys are playing at the AHL level. You finally get to come home. It was a month that started with 4 days in 4 different cities, a road trip for a week all the way out west. You had to navigate the time zone change coming back in those 3 games in Reading. Now you have 3 at home here. So how important is this weekend, not only with the extra eyes on it being affiliation weekend, the chance to build that fan base and continue the growth of the Gargoyles, but maybe for this team to, get back on home ice, get a little bit of ground going forward?
Yeah, playing in front of our fans is awesome because they bring the energy. We haven't brought that energy per se in victories as much as we wanted here at home. Our guys have been playing good hockey, but it just seems that we're just a little bit short more times than not here at home. So it's an opportunity for us to really understand what the fans mean to us. And our guys got to continue to go out there and really thrive to continue to win hockey games here. And we got to start winning hockey games here. It's tough to win on the road, and we've shown that we can do that. We need to show that we can win games at home to bring more fans in, and ultimately with the affiliation weekend for us, it's building those relationships. Right? We didn't have an affiliate obviously with an expansion team. But our job is continue to build with them. Obviously, Raleigh's just an hour up the road, right? And then obviously we work with Chicago, and Chicago works with the Canes. So if we can continue to build those relationships, we want to do that because it's only fitting that we're in affiliation with the Canes. There's a lot of people that I've met through the city that go up there and have season tickets up there, right? And now that they love hockey here, they can have their thrive, I would say, here, and then continue to go up and see some guys. Maybe one day we're going to see some of our players here playing with the Canes, and that's what we want, the ultimate goal for us. But it is continue to build that relationship. We can put on a good show for them and our fans this weekend. That's what we want to do.
He's head coach Scott Burt. I'm Casey Ditzel. This is Catching Up with Coach. We'll be back again next week. But before that, the Gargoyles are home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night hosting the Adirondack Thunder. Make sure to be there. And the Gargoyles will be wearing some sweet Carolina Hurricanes themed jerseys. Coach, thank you.
Hey, no problem there, Casey. Wings up, buddy.